This is an instructional video on how to properly feed a puppy. You're going to need a nipple, you're going to need a bag for a bottle. This one just happens to be disposable. You can use a regular one if you like. Then what you're going to need for a disposable is a container to place the disposable inside of. And then you're going to need your powdered milk, which is not Similac. It's Similac type, but this one is for animals. Alright. And then you're going to take your disposable bag and you're going to place it inside of your container that holds it still. Then you're going to take your powdered mix, and it's a water and powdered mix, and it has to be mixed properly in order to get the right mixture, get the right substance. So you kind of stir it up and make sure there's nothing in the container. Look at it, no air pockets and dust and powder. And there are two sides. One is the bigger side, which holds more powder obviously, and one is the smaller side. For this one we're going to use the bigger side, because for each side, the big side, each scoop is going to need 2 ounces of water. So you dump it in after you make sure it's leveled off. Go in for another scoop, then you'll have 2 scoops, as you see here. Then you close your container because you really don't want anything inside of your container. Then what we want to do is you want to add water to it, and you want to pour it in there with the mixture already in there. So you pour the water. For this one we didn't measure it off. It's already measured, and the bag actually has a measurement on it as well. So here you go. Screw on your lid. Some people can place a finger over the top like you see, or you can put the cap over the top as you see here, and shake it as vigorously as you see fit to make sure there are no clumps of milk or powder inside, and you just shake it until you feel it's really done. For this one it didn't really need much because we left a little space in there. Now the puppy is ready to be fed. It's already at room temperature. You make sure there are no clumps in it at all. As you can see here, there are no clumps, and it is like milk, ready to go. Now we get the puppy and we begin to feed. There's paper down on the table for the mess of the mixture and in case the puppy has an accident. And then you begin to feed. You want to tilt it up in the puppy's mouth to make sure that there's no air getting in, because puppies are just like babies. They will need to be burped, but they do kind of have a natural reflex on their own to belch. And as you can see, the puppy looks a little restless when sucking on it, and that's because, you know, puppies are usually used to fighting with other puppies for nipple space, so they're kind of, you know, all over the place. So, and again, you want to keep it held up tight like you said. And most of the time he'll settle down a little bit, but I guess this one, she was really hungry. And you have to do this to about until the puppy's about 6 to 8 weeks, unless they teeth a little faster. And again, you know, see, she's still wrestling with it until she gets settled down, and it looks like she's really not taking in any of it, but she is. If you can see that the bottle's almost gone, so she's really going to town. See, just slowing down a little bit, but she's always missing the nipple and wrestling. And you want to make sure you hold the bottle, and if you're going to hold the puppy, you want to hold it just like you would a baby, and make sure you're supporting it. Sometimes you can tilt the head back, but I mean, with animals, they have their own reflex, and this is how you feed a puppy, with the bottle.